And I'm only saying this to the artists that want to be more relevant. If you're okay, you make your money, you have no problems getting any clients, don't listen to this, guys. This is for those people that are
Just give
wanting
it
a
a
little
like and turn
extra.
it off.
Just give it a like and see you later. We're talking to those people that are like, what else can I do? Ooh,
Out of breath.
we did
Welcome
10
back, guys.
push-ups, guys. You guys didn't see that. Sorry. Introduce the podcast, bro.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode. My
Breathing
name is
hard.
Josh. I'm right here with my co-host Ricky Tat. Welcome back to another episode of the IQ Project. Nope.
Oh, not IQ Project anymore. Announcement. No, you know what? Wait till the end so they can watch. We got an announcement at the end.
Unfortunately, the end of an era.
The end of an era. Are you gonna cry?
A little bit.
But I think it's good. Good
Yeah.
that we do this.
Yeah.
It's gonna revitalize it. I think all three of us, Carlos, Anchored Minds, he stuck around, dude.
I mean, los cheques.
We're gonna fire. I'm bueno los cheques también, you know. He likes it. Yeah, but he stuck around. So props to Carlos for. We're definitely in a new era. We'll announce what we're gonna do in a bit. But anyways, back to us. How was your weekend, or how was your last week, bro?
Last week was not gonna lie, it was slow. I
Was
had
it
a
a little
few
slow for you?
cancellations.
How many?
A few cancellations. I think I had like 2. But I was able to get appointments for next month. So
Well, let's get into that state of mind right now. I like this because nobody talks about this shit. Let's dig down into an artist.
I was
State of
actually
mind.
talking about that. Like, you ever had someone like to ask you like, "Oh, how are you doing?" You know, someone you haven't seen. Like,
Yeah,
"Yes,
in a
how
while.
you doing?" And so most of us say like,
Like, I'm
"Oh, we're
good.
doing good."
I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Someone asked me that, and I was like, "I'll be honest with you, bro. It's kind of slow right now. Like, but I'm holding up there. You know."
So, do you say it with a like acceptance type of reply, or do you say it with a hesitant type of, I don't really want to, I'm kind of embarrassed about it type?
Now I say with an acceptance because I mean, in every business you go, you have ups and downs. You just gotta challenge it and keep going.
But I think most people are shy to say it.
Yeah,
I think, us training ourselves and hearing each other, like, I think we grew into knowing that we have to accept where we are, self awareness, right? Artists get slow, guys. That is the nature. Nobody talks about it.
yeah.
Whether any kind of artist, mechanics are artists, sculptures, welding, there's always a slow time. Acknowledge it. But I think you have to plan for those slow times. And if you don't plan, that's when it becomes stressful, right?
Yeah. You just gotta keep looking forward and be like, okay, this month wasn't that good. Well, next month's gonna be better.
And are you doing different things to make that month be better?
Yeah.
No?
More, more
Help out the
advertising.
audience, what we want to do?
More, be more active now on my Instagram.
I did notice it was a little slow, bro.
Well, I took some time off from it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just
Unplug or what?
kind of unplugged from it, but it did hurt me. You know what I mean?
There's consequences to every action.
Yeah. By you, did you
Man,
do?
this should make me burp. Oh, it wasn't the push-ups. We had to do some push-ups right now to motivate ourselves. So excuse the swollenness. You know what I'm saying? This is not how I normally look. You know, just a quick pump, real quick for you guys.
I'm glad Shirley wasn't here with their microphone.
Yeah, for real. It's been good, man. It's been steady. You know what? I told this to Tony. I just recently tattooed Tony. Actually, let's show it right here with our magic man. This is Tony's second session on his shoulder, and I'm grateful that he's giving me the opportunity to put some of my work on him. And again, just like when I tattooed Romeo for those 13 hours, I didn't go for 13 hours this time. You know, we went like fucking 8 or something. Or we chopped it up. And the point of that is what I'm saying is we're talking more in depth, and we started talking about how his schedule looks ahead, and he's like, dude, I'm not booked up 2 months no more. I'm like down to like 1. And he goes, how do you do it, Ricky? I'm like, well, you know what, dude? I just decided, why do I need 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need 2 months ahead? It's stressful to be filling it up and looking ahead in the future and be like, I mean, I got 3 more days in that month. Let me try to go fill it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stress, and I'm about having it easier now. And granted, I mean, I have a decent following that for a lot of years, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided, you know what? I'm not gonna even look that far. I'm just gonna take it in as I'm gonna do my promotions. I'm gonna help the guys, and then as soon as I get leads in, I'm gonna just plug them in. And right now, it just seems to work about 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot less stress, dude. It's a lot less stress. I think sometimes looking forward in the future, just trying to do a fake, like a fake future type of day, type of approach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, stress, you know. So that's what I'm doing. That's my mindset, and
It's stressful, and then it's stressful knowing that you have fucking committed that long.
yeah, dude.
So
Because then I could tell you like, hey, bro, let's go to this concert, and
yeah.
let me check my schedule, and it's 2 months ahead. We usually get ideas like 2 months ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're booked.
Yeah.
You know. So I think if you just focus on your next 3 weeks and just solid those, I think life will be better.
Yeah. I
You know?
mean, like I said, I haven't been really tripping about it. Like people, there's always what I've noticed is if you're slow, there's always pickup right after, you know. And right now, I'm just taking it as like a little break, and then just doing more art, painting, and then go from there.
So what do you do if it's slow for another month?
Shit,
Hang yourself on the back?
about to start my
Huh?
OnlyFans.
You start your OnlyFans? Chaparro y con ganas. .com.
Selfie pictures.
Huh?
I selfie pictures.
I
Not
mean,
mine, other people's. I'll be walking around just taking pictures.
spotted this one at Hawaiian barbecue. Look
Yeah.
at
That's actually illegal.
Is it?
how do you
Illegal.
is it? Oh shit. Oh, scratch that one.
Yeah.
But what if you don't put their face?
Still illegal in California
Oh, okay.
How do you know so much of this?
Yes, do you know this?
because it's illegal to record or take photos of anybody in California
Oh, that one
without their
be-
consent.
Oh, there goes my
They
idea.
have consent, I guess.
Can I get your autograph real quick?
So anyways, yeah, Tattoo Tony. We chopped it up. We discussed a lot of different topics in the tattoo game. Got in depth a little bit with a little into his personal life. I didn't want to pry.
Mhm.
It was cool to break little barriers on that. And I think that's why, those little tattoo sessions I value so much. And
Remember, he hears these podcasts now.
he does listen to him. So shout out to Tony G Tattoo. Follow him for the statue work. Guy's dope.
And the St. Michael's. He loves St.
And the
Michael's.
St. Michael's, he says he wants to do a St. Michael's back piece. So if you guys are down, hit him up. Anyways, enough about Prodigy Tony. How about us? Other than that, I just tattooed him and spent a little bit of time left with my kids because they're going back to school in a week or two. Next week, actually. So I just anytime I have, take them out somewhere, and that's it. So that's been my week, bro.
Nice.
Um, yeah.
Carlos, what'd you do?
What you do, Carlos? Yeah.
No, you're getting ready for a big move.
I just we went to a family party in Santa Ana, and then we also went to a family friend's wedding. Like they got married like last year, and then they finally did like the reception this year.
Mhm.
And what else did I do? Watch the fights. There's some big fights on
Oh,
this weekend.
I
So
saw
there's a Terrence Crawford and
You actually
Bill
saw them?
Spence. Yeah,
I saw the last one. Sorry, I had to go get something for our promos, but I saw the last fight.
the boxing one.
It was a UFC ones, right?
Oh, you saw that one too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that one.
Head
How
kick.
it was like it was a head kick.
Yeah,
It was like he jabbed to the right, but then his kick followed
yeah.
right and back and
Clean.
knocked him out.
Clean. He was on the ground for some time.
Yeah.
Got knocked
There's
out.
gonna be part 3 on that, huh?
Yeah, the first one, the guy who got knocked out won it, and then
Mhm.
this was the second one, and then they're saying that there might be a number 3, but who knows with the UFC and how they handle that. Yeah, I had an eventful weekend, and then Sunday we're at home all day, so I just took advantage to relax and do some back end stuff for my company. So
Nice. Oh, it's good, man. We'll get some relaxing time in there. What are you running around for?
Also, I wanted to promote the drink that we're drinking. Sorry, but so this one's called Club Club de Nutrición, Club Nutrition. So if you guys wonder what we're drinking right here, it's a little energy drink. It's off of Foothill. I don't think it has an Instagram, but this is what we're drinking, guys. Low protein energy drink. How do you feel with it? You like it? It's like pomegranate with blueberry.
Just pomegranate.
Mine's strawberry lemonade. Carlos got the blueberry one. That's our drink for today. Let's get into the topic, bro.
All right. Stage fright.
Stage fright. Why do people have a hard time talking in front of a device called the camera?
Because everybody's looking at you. You can see your reflection back.
I'm like, you can? I can't. Am I that dark? Why is it? What do you think, man?
We went through it.
We did definitely go through it.
We were awkward in front of it.
Yep.
You can see those videos on YouTube.
I had like a spasm attack because I was just like straight like this, and I didn't want my panza to show, but and I'm looking like I was actually gonna post it today in the morning.
Yeah.
I was scrolling old pictures, and I saw our video, but it takes long to get it from the cloud and then upload it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe we should find it. Give it to Carlos right here.
Show the link.
The magic, the link, and we'll put a little segment though. I wanted to show right here, Carlos. So you got both of them that we're talking about, Carlos.
What's up, guys?
This is us right here looking at the camera straight
otherwise
in.
known
This
as
is not the
Iconiq on
same tattoo
Instagram.
shop. It's
And I'm Josh.
OG
also
number
known as
one,
Josh
Iconiq Top
812. You
1.0.
guys can look me up there on Instagram.
And look at us, man. So
And together we're known as Iconiq.
remember what you're
Tattoo
wearing?
Studio. We're co-founders, co-partners.
just because I saw, I think you were wearing
just
green
pretty
jacket.
much.
one of those windbreakers,
Oh,
windbreaker, and I was wearing that camouflage sweater. Remember?
yeah.
That we're clean. We thought we were.
Going back to that, I think it's the psychology of it. Because we have our phones, say we're recording for our phones, right? And we know this when we record on our phone, like thousands of people will see it. Even if it's just hundreds or 10 people will see it, we know other people are going to see it. So when it's facing you, I think you start thinking about all those people looking at you and what they're saying about you.
You're right. Like I don't think it matters how many people see it. I think that it's mattering what their opinion is going to be constructed
Mm.
of us when we're talking. What is he talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Look at him. He's looking like a fool. He has no authority in talking about this.
Conchito.
Está chonchito. Está guapo. You know? You don't even have tattoos. Why is he talking about tattoos?
Mm.
We're our own self-critics at this. Yet, I bet you, if I had the magic power of knowing what every viewer was thinking when we were watching it, they're not thinking any of this. That's the crazy part.
Or it's the other way around. We kind of think about how we see other videos and we judge those videos, and they're thinking they're gonna be judging us the same way.
Maybe. But I don't watch videos like of Pedro's or Gary Vee. I'm not like, oh man, he's looking like a fool. I don't judge him like that. I'm clearly just looking at the content.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not like he's sounding weird or he must be shy with that light. I don't think we really do that.
Mhm.
Do you find yourself looking at that when you're listening to somebody?
You're like, why is he so buff? I'm just kidding.
I mean, maybe yeah. You know what I'm saying? But do you question like, oh, he doesn't know how to talk, or
No.
right? We genuinely are listening to what they're saying, and I think that we're supposed to wrap our mind around that our viewers, they're not really looking at me like, man, this fool has no tattoos.
And forget about that 1% that is gonna be talking shit, because there's always gonna be people talking.
I don't even think about that. I want you guys to talk some shit. That way we can have. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it comes with it. You're gonna have like a low percentage of people are gonna talk shit, but for the most part, we're doing way more good, and there's always that little small seed that's doing bad. You know?
Especially for tattoo artists, I think it's very important to start showing your face, a little bit more. And one way you can start like putting yourself out there is just put a selfie of you, like or of you tattooing and actually showing your face. Where people get to know you, and then just record a little bit by little, little bit by little, little by little.
little by little. Yeah, I mean that's actually a good point. And do some reels with you in it. You know, you don't have to dance. You don't have to, play games. You don't have to act weird. Just I remember one time I put a post of me mopping this place before we brought all the furniture in,
That was last year or the last year.
and that got so many like interactions more than me talking to the camera. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that picture spoke volumes in a way. So people want to see us. Why do you think they want to see more than just the tattoo? Because I had this conversation with a fellow tattoo shop owner this morning.
I believe because they want to create a relationship with the person making the art, um, and most of them do feel comfortable coming in and getting to know a little bit more about the artist, not just see the work online.
Yeah. Like for me, example, like um, I follow a lot of dope artists, right? And some that I really want to interact with, like OG Abel.
Mhm.
I like when he posts other than his work. His work is dope, but I want to see what he's about. Is he a family man? What does he like to do? So the little glimpses that he puts on, I get excited for it. I mean, I don't know about the word excited, but I like to see um, a little bit personal life of them, so that I could be like, oh, he likes this, or
Mhm.
I don't know, he like corridos. Oh shit, I like corridos. You know. And so what I was telling the a friend of mine um through the phone today is like he also is married, right? And I like when he posts about his wife, you know, because I feel like we have something in common. Because you know, I post stuff about my wife, so I feel like we can relate. So it's not just about his tattooing and what he's about. It's about the extras, like when they go and eat tacos, and he's like, one thing that I liked about him is that he always captures her eating tacos, and I was like, that's pretty cool. They make it a thing for them,
Mhm.
just like when me and my girl we do something, and we'll film it. Like when I go to her gym, and then I'm recording, and she's making fun of me or something, right? That's a thing for me. So there's a something that me and him can relate on.
Mhm.
So had he not posted any of that, then I just know him as the person that does these tattoos, and the relationship can be as strong. Follow me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you like that you follow that you want to see more of?
Mm,
Who do you always follow? Like Daniel Rocha?
yeah, but he's getting really good at posting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he noticed the same thing. That he had to post more than just his tattoos. And lately he's been on it like he posts about like his new diet, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Post about what he's doing, what he's working. He's going live now more. He's answering questions. He's being more interactive with the people that are looking at his stuff.
Yeah. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, is Daniel Rocha Tattoo on Instagram. He owns a shop called Seven in Las Vegas. And funny thing is, we just signed up for a seminar in November. So we're gonna be heading up there. We're gonna blog it. It's gonna be pretty cool. We might take Carlos with us. All expense paid trip to Las Vegas. I think he'll go for it.
Mhm.
Anyway,
For 2 days.
for 2 days. Well, but since he's on a diet, we can just give him lettuce, so it'll be good.
Uh,
I'm saying, and maybe one Perrier or something. Um, but I did comment on his live. I said, um, "Bro, I like that you're going live more. It's putting you relevant in the tattoo game right now.
Mhm.
But I think you already know that." I told him, and he just liked it, and but he knows that
He has a solid team behind him
he has
too.
a solid team, and that's all it takes, bro. Because we look at his work. His work is fucking amazing. You know, let's show one of these. Let's show one of his pieces right here. I think it's the his whole bodysuit that he's doing on. Or that he's known for lightning, right? Let's put one with lightning right here, Carlos. I'll send it to you, Carlos. But his lightning is amazing. What do you like about Daniel's Rocha's work? Since we're on topic with him,
Mm, I like. I guess I like
I like the way
the
he does his
layering.
lightning, and that takes layering.
I think it's the layering. For me, like the way he he knows what he has to get in between each step he does. It's not just one session at a time. It's not just one session and you're done. It's multiple sessions for his pieces. You could tell like the amount of detail he puts into it.
Hmm.
There's actual thought behind it, not just copying something off a sheet of paper.
Hmm. I like that he plays with lighting a lot. I mean, again, that's probably why he has thought into it. He has like high contrast areas and he has a lot of open skin. Sometimes we forget that a lot of open skin is fine
Mhm.
in a certain area, but if we're doing it at a larger scale, we don't have to tone everything down. And his lighting is amazing. I go back to that because I was impressed around that Pegasus that he did. So so I like his skill, his craftsmanship as a tattooer. That's a low percentage. I like how he's like teaches other people.
Mhm.
I'm saying, and I don't know much of his life to be honest. So the little bit that he's going on lives now, he's asking people, "Do you have any questions on tattooing? Do you have any questions on my lifestyle? Do you have any questions on anything else other than tattooing?"
Yeah.
That's exposing himself to being more personable.
I feel like he's one of those people that came from being really shy to now opening himself up.
Mm.
I don't know if for sure, but I
And
feel
his
like he
wife's the
has.
opposite, right? She's more of a she's more comfortable on camera or no?
Mm,
You met her, though.
yeah, I've met her a couple times. Yeah, I would say so. She's more
So
open out there.
So whether you have like a lot of followers or a little bit, we all have the same struggles, guys. Even him, Daniel Rocha, we highlighted, he had to work at his presence on camera. So you don't have to accumulate thousands and thousands of followers and then be comfortable on camera. You started from now, you know? I want to start doing that, go more live often. I used to go out live a lot more, but it wasn't my face. It was just on the tattooing.
Hmm.
I want to do like just quick 5-minute lives just to let people know what I'm about, what's going on. Um, Lives are very, very useful tool that I think we underutilize,
Hmm.
and it takes getting the camera and facing it like this and facing it back to you,
Then you're seeing yourself.
and you're seeing yourself. And then you're like, at first, you're going to be kind of like, what's the word? Like mumbling. You're going to be focusing on yourself as opposed to what the text that's coming in.
Hmm.
Do it for like 5 minutes, and then next time do it another 5 minutes, and eventually it becomes easier. I went on live right now for like 15, 20 minutes, and there's a quiet time where I was like out of any content. You don't
Hmm.
have to be talking all the time. It's a live. Like, do we talk to each other all the time, or sometimes we go quiet for a little bit?
Hmm.
But it takes practice. You guys you gotta have to start small and continue, and then eventually grow. And I'm only saying this to the artists that want to be more relevant. If you're okay, you make your money, you have no problems getting any clients, don't listen to this, guys. This is for those people that are
Just
wanting
give
a
it a
little
like and turn
extra.
it off.
Just give it a like and see you later. We're talking to those people that are like, what else can I do?
No.
You know, I know which viewers I'm talking to right now through the camera. I'm talking to you guys specifically, but you have the viewer that I'm thinking about right now has a lot of the qualities that a lot of other people want. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That are in the same boat, I should say. They're all struggling. They all want to get to a certain state in tattooing. So I'm telling you, you got to get comfortable with the camera, man. Just put it on your face and just say some stuff. You don't have to be super personal. You can keep your kids away if you have kids. You can keep your private, relationship life. You decide what you want to do. So we're gonna give you 3 quick tips on how you guys can probably approach getting more comfortable on the camera. And Josh had a good point right now. What was the first one you said?
I believe is that you should start by, especially if you don't have this yet, start by posting pictures of yourself. Um,
Naked or
no, no, no. Te carece. No, start posting pictures of yourself. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be like a selfie of just your face, like if you're working, but having your face out there so people know who you are. They're getting used
yeah.
to it, and you're getting used to the idea that they can see you and they know who you are.
The worst is somebody coming into the shop and saying, "Hey, who's Ricky? You
Yeah,
know, I like his content. I like his tattoos, but I don't know who he is."
yeah.
Then you have to be like, "Well, that's him over there." But he doesn't have no tattoos. Well, that's him. You know, had I post pictures of me or videos, they would know, right? I like that one. Tip number 2.
Tip number 2, I suggest after you do tip number 1 is that now get used to being on the camera, like recording. So one thing, like Ricky said, like he got his video of him, like, was it time lapse of you
Time
mopping?
lapse of me mopping.
So if you could put the camera like farther away and you're still in camera in the frame, of you either tattooing or doing something,
Whatever you
setting
love to
up.
do, yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're in the frame, and then just release that out to the world. And then I believe, was it tip number 3?
Number 3.
This is the final one where I think you should really go face to face with the camera. Um, Post a video of your day, talk to your audience. Um, I think it's just those
By the
three,
lives,
yeah, or the lives, you know what I mean? Or stories.
stories.
Yeah. But I think those 3 steps will help you be more comfortable if you do them more consistent.
And then ask yourself, why am I getting uncomfortable and wanting to try these 3 tips if you guys like our tips? That's very important. Psychology, you have to set yourself up.
It could also be like who you're surrounding yourself with. If nobody else in the shop that you're working at is doing it, why do you feel like you're gonna feel like, oh, intimidated because you're the only one doing it?
Hmm.
Well, they're not the ones paying your bills.
Yeah. And as by blah, 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 blah. And by
Hey, we still stutter on camera. Look at that.
yeah, I did. Get tongue twisted. And by bro. And
Sometimes
by
it takes a little.
there we go. There we go. And by asking those questions to yourself, it's gonna even give you more ganas, or what's the ganas? More
Échale ganas.
échale ganas. More what is with this? Don't go to this place. You're mumbling. No, and by asking those questions, it's gonna give you more fire to wanting to try all these tips, because at the end of the day, you're trying something new so you can gain something, which is um, being more of a brand out there, so that you can in turn, you know, get more clients and more followers and whatnot, right? So first, ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Because I used to tell myself that. All right, you need more clients. Just posting tattoos is not working. Um, you have to put your face out there. Why am I have to put my face out there? Because I want people to know who I am, like me, and say, "Oh, he's a cool guy, man. He does normal things with his wife and his kids." Um, I love that. I love that they know a little bit about me. They don't know everything. I only put out like 10%
Strategy.
of that. So ask yourself those questions, guys. Um, and once you answer it, use that as fuel to do that. That's what I was saying.
Think about it. If you don't want to do that, then you could just go do what everybody else is doing. Just go press cards at the gas station for an hour in this hot ass fucking sun.
Yeah. Um. Exactly. I was talking on the live earlier, and I was like, you can go and put business cards out, and you'll reach 100 people, maybe all in a day, if that. You're gonna be sweating. You're probably gonna fucking have what was it like when you get
Rosado.
rosado? You're gonna probably be all rosado, because you're sweating and you're just walking a lot. Your feet hurt. You're gonna meet 100 people, if that, and maybe one of those will come to get tattooed. Or you can use social media and turn the phone around like like this and start showing your face, and you'll see that through time, people are gonna start coming to you, and you didn't have to do any of that hard work and going outside in this heat or in the cold, or you doing it out of the comfort of your own home, and you'll see how it works. We're doing it, and it's working for us. So that's what we recommend.
No, just try one. I mean, try step 1, see how that works out for you. Build that confidence, and then go to step 2, and then step 3, and then let us know. Make a comment, or let us send us a DM, and then let us know how it works out for you. Okay, so last week I made a little story. It was towards the end of before we ended the podcast. of questions of what you guys want to know on Instagram, and we got some questions, and we want to recognize them and
Oh, let's answer them.
answer those questions for you guys. So, let me pull them up real quick. Okay. So, one of the questions is by Tattoos by Pizarron.
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 Oh, I like that name. I could call myself Pizarron.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Kidding, man. I like the name.
So his question is, how do you feel about other people's opinions after the stencil has been placed?
Ooh, very good question.
Yeah. And we went over that a little bit on the last podcast. How we got we're talking about how we actually we suggest that. Like we ask all the others around, like, how do you think about this? Should we change it, And then sometimes once they tell you go bigger, you're like, fuck, now I gotta erase it and start over.
I think it's a very, very good tool to use if you're working around other tattoo artists in the shop. Let me explain why. Because we're artists, right? We do this all the time. And I'm gonna put myself in that position right now. Once you put the stencil on,
Mhm.
you peel it off, that beautiful peel, and you see it. You already in your mind established a feeling towards that, whether it's good or whether it's bad, right?
Mhm.
Like, hell yeah, this looks good. Or, oh man, I think I need to go bigger. So you already established a feeling of one or the other. This tool is amazing because it can confirm your feeling. So if you tell your client, let's go to an artist over there across the way, and let's ask them their opinion. And if you're already feeling bad about it, that it needs to go bigger, and he tells you, yeah, bro, go bigger.
Mhm.
So that's a tool that confirmed your own position. And if they say, man, you nailed it, that looks good, that even confirms it even better.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it rarely happens where you're like, I like it, and somebody says you should go bigger. It kind of doesn't happen most of the time.
Happened to me.
Happen to you?
Yeah.
And if it
Twice.
does, then you
But
have
it was better. I mean, you have to drop your ego and you have to be like, okay, all right, I see what you're talking about.
yeah.
And even if you don't see it, okay, like, because at that point I was like, nah, I don't think, because I think it was when I was doing St. Michael on Chris,
Huh.
and I was like, nah, I think it's good, And then you and Tony were like, nah, you should go bigger, and I was like, nah, I don't think I have to go bigger. It's good. It fits his arm. It is what it is. But then I knew it was gonna eat at me if I didn't see it. So what I had to do is like I dropped my ego and I was like, okay, let's take it off and let's put it on, see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, then I'll go back to how it was.
Yeah. Exactly. It's about testing yourself.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's gonna confirm your own like thought that happened instantly in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And most often and rarely will you have those ones where like go bigger, and that's when the challenge goes in and it forces you to think like that
Yeah.
story you just told me. It forces you to think, am I gonna be second guessing it later? Am I gonna regret it later? So this is that time. This is that last step in the tattoo process before the actual tattooing happens. So it is a very, very important tool to use as young artists and as veterans. We all should do it. Let's utilize the power of all these artists here. So
And not just like I like to do it. I get to do at least two people's opinions. It could be one, it could be five. It's just up to you. I like two because then it's different opinions and see we could all work together on it.
yeah, and it's how awesome it is when like you nailed the stencil, and then your colleagues, your friends, your teammates, they say that shit looks dope. Go tattoo it. Boom, you sit down and you're on a high cloud, and you're knocking that piece out. And it was because you started using that tool to confirm your approach, your process. So good question.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you for the question. Tattoos by Pizarron. Hope we said that right.
Gracias, Pizarron.
The next one is by tsm.art. Any tips on clean lines?
You can answer that one. I'll sit back on this one.
I do a lot of lines. I think the tip is,
Strawberry or
huh?
Coca lines?
No.
Just kidding. Go.
I think for me, and I taught this to Romeo, and Romeo fucking does amazing fucking line work now. Is we get distracted by these videos on Instagram when someone is pulling the fucking clean line the whole way in one pass,
Pass.
right? And I told Romeo, I was like, don't look at that. Don't try to approach it like that. Try to approach it by
Building up.
building the line. You know what I mean? Pass it once to just get the stencil out of the way, because most of the time your line is gonna be a lot thinner than your stencil line. After you pass that once, erase the stencil line and look at your actual tattoo line that you have. And now just start working it. Start going over it once or twice. It's gonna take a while. You're layering your line to make it solid and clean. Um, I got that from a lettering artist, from Anthony
Anthony
Melendez.
Melendez.
And he's fucking amazing at line work. He builds up his lines. You know what I mean? And it's one thing that really helped me. And I passed that tip on to Romeo, and it's really helping him.
Yeah, he said it good. I don't really do lines, so let's go. Next question. That was easy. I'll sleep on that one.
Next one is by our very own Vixen Inks. Vixen Inks.
Yes.
How do you deal
Shout out to
with
Luz.
rude clients? I'll let you deal with that one. How do you deal with rude clients, Ricky?
How do you deal with rude clients? Very good question. Well, that's such a vague question to say, because there's different levels of rude, right?
Yeah.
There's the
What if you're in the middle of a tattoo and you can't interact with this person? You finish the tattoo and then just never book them again, or
I think the rude clients come in the beginning of the relationship with the tattoo artist. Let me explain. When a client won't be rude to you if you already tattooed him a lot, because you already set a culture with him. You joke around, this and that. That's never. It's always a case of the first time with that person, right?
Mhm.
So if he or she is being rude to you, then you have to be a professional and eat it all up, I guess you could say,
Mhm.
and just kind of brush it off. Now, are they being rude, like insulting you? Then of course you have to stop and say. Then you have to say something and set your ground.
Yeah.
But are they slightly being rude? Like, I mean, that's just like maybe saying some awkward statements to other people. You see what I'm saying? So there's different spectrums of rude. If they're slightly being rude, then you kind of just, as a professional, you have to learn how to divert that into something else. Get them to talk about themselves.
Mhm.
Nobody talks rude about themselves, right? They talk rude about the environment or somebody outside, not themselves. And that'll be a tactic to kind of stop that. But obviously, if they're being rude to you, like saying, hurry up, man, like I don't got time, then you got to be like, okay, whoa, let's have a conversation here. That's rare, right? I'm talking about extremes. But most of the time, I think it's because of the relationship is not set yet. There's no comfort,
Mhm.
there's no respect there because you're barely starting. So you as a professional have to be on the high horse, and it's happened to me at times. I remember one cat was loud to me. You remember that cat?
No.
Used to come in a lot. Well, I'm not gonna mention. I don't even remember his name, but we're at the old place. Well, let me tell you a story. Uh, this guy came in, and he was on his season of getting tattooed a lot, and he was an Uber driver. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
And his level of rude was that he was just loud. He wanted attention.
Mm-hmm.
He was super loud. And this is at the time where me and you were tattooing about this distance, right?
Yeah.
Because we had a smaller place. That was rude. That was one example. Well, did I say, hey man, like we try to put movies on, we try to put the sound a little higher. We try to distract him from watching a movie.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Even Tony across the way would see it, right? We handled it professionally. At one point, did I say, "Hey, man, lower your voice, dude. You're being pretty loud."
Mm.
What I did was I forced him to kind of talk about himself and get a little bit more emotional, and maybe um, just kind of tone it down. He was still being loud,
Mm.
right? But then, and he came like 3 or 4 times within 2 months. Remember,
Yeah.
we were already be like, "Oh, so and so's coming. Get ready. Get your mindset ready."
Yeah.
Had I just told him like, "Hey, man, I can't tattoo you anymore, man. You're too loud. Like, the vibe is off," we would have eliminated a potential lead from him showing his tattoo somewhere else.
Mhm.
So it's your choice. You want to cut it off right then and there and potentially cut off um, other leads that he's going to show off, or do you just kind of like
Suck it up.
finesse it or suck it up or finesse it, like when Romeo says finesse it,
Mhm.
and just kind of psychologically kind of maneuver yourself away through? Because there's ways of calming people down.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just want some certain attention, but I find if I tell them to talk about themselves, they tend not to talk rude or anything about themselves, and it calms down. So that's one way I handle it.
Mm.
So
Good point.
yeah. So good questions. Thank you, Luz, for participating in this.
Yeah. Again, we will be answering more questions, and we'll be posting up more on the IQ project
Yeah, those are good.
Instagram.
Those are really good.
And let us know if you guys want to hear any more. We'll be tagging you guys on these as well. So
And now, you guys waited for 40 minutes, 30 minutes or so for the announcement. Josh, take it over. Bye bye.
Carlos.
Josh is quitting. He's becoming a stripper. I don't think that career is going to last long, so we'll see him back next week.
I at least want to try it. No, I'm just kidding.
His OnlyFans is gearing up right now.
Yeah. No. So the new
Into
announcement.
an era, right?
Yeah, into an era. We will be letting go of the IQ project.
We're going to rebrand the podcast. No more IQ Project Podcast.
So you want to announce what it's going to be?
Yes. It's called the Iconiq Mindset Podcast.
This was a long decision. We've been thinking about it for a couple months.
Put it right here, bro. Logo that I should be having by
Yeah,
Thursday. Shit.
we've been thinking about this for a couple months, and we've been debating whether to do it or not. And we finally decided to pull the trigger, just because we see that the podcast is going a different direction than we expected, and it's not a bad thing.
No,
It
by no
happens.
means.
Yeah, it's just now we got to readjust, and now we got to see how people are interacting with our content, and now we're gonna cater to those people more by creating this or remaking this brand.
Rebranding this name. And guys, this is what we talked about in podcasts.
Yeah.
You start something, but you don't know in what direction it's gonna go. You know, we thought we were just gonna do tattooing and everything. It's starting to become like a not just tattooing, it's lifestyle. We want to hear more about people's lives. So
Mhm.
and then we kept mentioning the word like it's a mindset. It's a mindset. So
Yeah.
we still want to keep Iconiq because that's our brand, you know? And so what does Iconiq mindset mean? Is just get to a state of mind where you're just like you're what's the word? Mechanics use it a lot. You're firing on all cylinders.
Mhm.
When you're in a Iconiq mindset, your relationship game is good. Your learning game is good. Your peer-to-peer game is good. You know what I'm saying? Your tattoo level is good.
Mhm.
That's an Iconiq mindset.
Everything is just perfect.
Everything is just not perfect. It's firing the way you want it,
Mhm.
right? And to use that mechanical analogy, when everything's firing, all cylinders are firing on the same, it's because that means that all the processes you started are working in sync and you're feeding off of it. There's enough fuel in there. You're putting enough work into it. And I just thought about this, so that's pretty cool that I just thought about it like that. But an Iconiq mindset is that, guys. It's not about being the best. It's about you having all your cylinders working and there's not one cylinder lacking. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we called it, Iconiq mindset. We're gonna brand that from here on, and we're gonna have to let go of the IQ Project podcast. It was an inspiration on what podcast was that?
Toast to life. No.
No. Hold on. We're in Fontana. We hear the sirens.
Mm.
You can't hear those, huh? Andy Frisella's. What is it?
Oh, Andy Frisella's.
The podcast. It was a project, something.
Carlos knows.
All right, let's scratch this. So bye IQ Project. Let's start this new era as we're growing, right? And let's call it the Iconic Mindset. We are calling it the Iconic Mindset Podcast. We're rebranding our socials on that, and expect some more interviews. We're gonna get some more heavy hitters in here to talk about their lives and
And their
how
journeys.
and their journeys.
And I believe that's an important part that you needed them. That, like you said, we needed everything to function right to get to the point where you're at the iconic mindset, right?
Yeah.
So I believe when we're interviewing people, we get to see their stories of how they had to get everything right and to see where they're at now.
Yeah. So exciting new era.
Mhm.
I can't believe we've been on this trajectory for what, 3 years now, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm bad with time, but I know it's been a long fucking time, and I know we've invested a lot of money into this,
Mhm.
and we're and no, I mean it's true. Why are you guys laughing? Why are you laughing, Carlos? Let's talk about it, Carlos. Carlos,
Because all the money goes through him.
yeah, because he's pocketing it. Because you should see him in
I'm the one
you should
making
see him
all
in
the money.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Iconic Mindset. No, just kidding. No, like I said, we're a team here. I don't think it's me and Josh. I think it's me, Josh, and Carlos. That
Sometimes Romeo.
Romeo. Well, the supportive team, right?
Yeah.
Of course, thank you for them and all the interviewers that take the time to drive to phone Tugville,
Mhm.
and make this happen. It takes a lot of people, and it's a privilege to say we can rebrand it. It's not I don't take it as a negative. I say it as a positive. We're rebranding. That means we're fine tuning this better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hell yeah. So
Cool.
cool, man.
Well, thank you guys. We'll see you guys for the next one
Yes, sir.
on the first episode of the Iconic Mindset.